Bringing you the latest news from Bucks County, this is the Courier Times Update with Rachel Cannelli.
This Courier Times Update is brought to you by St. Mary Medical Center in Langhorne, PA. It's your health, expect more. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rachel Cannelli reporting from the Courier Times newsroom with your news update for Thursday, June 13th. 3 men who held 7 people hostage for $80,000 ransom in Bristol Township are now headed to trial. Suspects Orlando McNeil, Deshaun Smith, and Dennis Redding are each charged with 7 counts of kidnapping, robbery, and burglary in connection with the April 22nd plot. One of the victims testified that the men threatened to kill him if he did anything stupid. The suspects remain in Bucks County Prison on $1 million bail each. Reporter Joe Chevalier has the full story at buckscountycouriertimes.com. A strong, massive storm system is moving through our area today, and local officials are urging residents to stay off the roadways due to possible flooding and falling trees. Our Bucks County forecast is calling for severe storms with heavy rain, damaging winds, large hail, and possible tornadoes. Meteorologists are predicting what's called a derecho, which is a widespread straight-line windstorm. We can expect showers and severe thunderstorms with a high near 78. More storms are likely tonight with gusty winds and a low around 58. There's a chance of showers Friday, but the cloudy skies will gradually become mostly sunny with a high near 73. We'll have the latest on this storm system on our website. An 18-year-old man and a juvenile from Doylestown were arrested by Newtown Township Police on drug charges following a lengthy investigation. Matthew Ciccone and the juvenile, who was not identified due to his age, are charged with several counts of delivery of a controlled substance, dealing in proceeds of unlawful activity, and criminal use of a communication facility. Ciccone is also being charged with corruption of a minor. Police and a confidential informant investigated the pair for over a month, making multiple marijuana purchases from them while police monitored Ciccone's text messages. Ciccone allegedly told police he has been transporting large quantities of marijuana back from Philadelphia weekly to sell in Bucks County. Reporter George Matar has more info on this story on our website. When we return, video reporter Jen Wilgus will discuss her upcoming trip to Penn State Friday to cover the Neshaminy girls softball team in the PIAA Class 4A state championship game. Our very own Jen Wilgus was there this morning as the Neshaminy softball team got ready to head to Penn State. It was their last practice before facing off against Cannon McMillan in the big state title game. Thanks for coming in, Jen.
No problem.
So what were they doing to prepare for this big game?
Well, as we all know, this spring the weather has just been horrendous. So initially they planned to practice on their own field. Well, I should actually say they wanted to practice at Penn State today. They were going to already be there. But then they saw the forecast for Penn State, pouring rain, so they decided to stay here, practice on their field. Well, then the bad weather came here. So luckily they have a partnership with Big Leagues Academy in Newtown. Josh Tyler lets them come in and train. They've been doing so all spring. Coach Dave Ciccoletti told me they've been there 15 of the last 20 days practicing and hitting in the indoor cages, and they were taking some ground balls off the turf. So they at least got to get some of those jitters out before they get on the bus and drive in the pouring rain 4 hours. Hopefully they got a good bus driver.
I mean, you've seen them play, you saw them practice. Are they ready to go?
Well, this is actually an interesting situation because throughout the district and state playoffs, they played a lot of local teams, a lot of teams they were sort of familiar with. This team, they only know what they've gotten from the scouting report. Pennsbury played Cannon McMillan in the semifinals, unfortunately lost to them. So Pennsbury coach Frank McSherry and Dave Ciccoletti were able to talk about this team. But they've never seen them. And Cannon McMillan has only lost 1 game. The pitcher who's going to be on the mound tomorrow in the state championship wasn't pitching that day, so she's completely unbeaten. But one thing that Neshaminy has in its favor, when you play for that program, and you play Pennsbury twice a year at least, that's like a state championship game in itself. The pressure surrounding that game, the number of fans that flock to the field, so they know how to handle nerves. They know how to handle big games. How they're going to react running out on the field at Penn State is kind of the X factor because it's a little bit of a different stage. But they really are mentally tough girls. So if anybody's ready, Neshaminy's ready.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be an exciting game to watch. Thanks again for coming in, Jen. As she said, she also spoke with Neshamony's coach, so let's hear what he had to say about the opposing team.
We know that they have a good pitcher, but we know that if we could be patient and hit good pitches, that we should be successful. We also know that we have the best pitcher in the state, and right now we have, a defense that has been spectacular. And if we could continue that and we're more focused on ourselves, than the other team, then I think we should be successful.
You can follow Jen's coverage of the state championship game at buckscountycouriertimes.com. Play was suspended at the U.S. Open because of threatening weather in the area. Officials stopped play just after 8:30 this morning, less than 2 hours after the start of the first round at Marion Golf Club in Montgomery County's Haverford Township. Officials said play resumed at noon. You can get the latest updates on our website. Philadelphia Eagles offensive lineman Jason Peters was arrested Wednesday in Monroe, Louisiana on charges of drag racing and resisting by flight. Police say they saw the 5-time Pro Bowler taking off from a red light at a high rate of speed, apparently racing another car. Peters allegedly fled when police tried to pull him over, speeding at more than 100 miles an hour before finally stopping his car. Peters, who missed all of last season with a torn Achilles tendon, was also arrested back in 2011 on disturbing the peace charges during the NFL lockout. Reporter Ed Kratz has more on this story online. Now, here's a look at what we're working on in the newsroom. The Neshamony School Board is scheduled to vote tonight on the tentative agreement with the teachers union, potentially ending a 5-year impasse. Reporter Christian Mena will be there. Bristol Council President Ralph DiGiuseppe got the council's approval for a subdivision to build homes, but 2 council members say they still have questions. Reporter Hema Duarte will tell us more about that. And finally, in honor of Flag Day, residents will be sharing stories of immigration and citizenship. Hema will also have details on that. You can find updates on all of these stories at buckscountycouriertimes.com or follow me on Twitter for your latest local news. I'm Rachel Cannelli. Thanks for watching. Have a great Thursday.